Dear student, our today's example is if a ring of mass 0.25 kilogram and radius 0.5 meter is rotated about an axis tangent to ring and perpendicular to its plane, if period of rotation of ring is 0.314 second, find its kinetic energy of rotation. Given quantities: mass of the ring 0.25 kilogram, radius of the ring 0.5 meter, period of rotation of ring is 0.314 second, and we have to find kinetic energy of rotation of the ring. Remember here, the axis of rotation is tangent to the ring and perpendicular to the plane of the ring. Dear students, more numericals on this topic are given below. Solve them and write answers in the comments. Also, like and share this video. आजच्या उदाहरणामध्ये आपण कायनेटिक एनर्जी ऑफ रिंग काढणार आहोत. माझ्याकडे एक रिंग आहे आणि हे जे रिंग आहे ते आपण वेगवेगळ्या ॲक्सिसच्या भोवती फिरू शकतो. उदाहरणार्थ ही जी ॲक्सिस आहे पासिंग थ्रू द सेंटर ऑफ द रिंग अँड परपेंडिक्युलर टू इट्स प्लेन. या ठिकाणी एक गोष्ट लक्षात ठेवा की ह्या रिंगचं जे सेंटर असते त्याला आपण सेंटर ऑफ मास ऑफ द रिंग असं सुद्धा म्हणतो. म्हणून ही जी ॲक्सिस आहे त्या ॲक्सिसला म्हणायचं ॲक्सिस ऑफ रोटेशन पासिंग थ्रू द सेंटर ऑफ मास. आणि जर ह्या ॲक्सिसभोवती रिंग फिरत असेल तर तो एक प्रकार झाला. दुसऱ्या प्रकारे आपण असे रिंग फिरू शकतो इन विच द ॲक्सिस ऑफ द रिंग इज टँजंट टू द रिंग अँड परपेंडिक्युलर टू इट्स प्लेन. इथं रिंगला हे ॲक्सिस टँजंट आहे आणि ह्या रिंगच्या प्लेनला परपेंडिक्युलर आहे. त्याचबरोबर आपण या रिंगला अशा प्रकारे सुद्धा रोटेट करू शकतो. तर या ठिकाणी जे ॲक्सिस आहे म्हणजे दोन बोटं दाखवत आहेत ही आहे अबाउट द डायमीटर ऑफ द रिंग. म्हणजे अशा प्रकारे ही आहे पेन म्हणजे डायमीटर ऑफ द रिंग आणि या डायमीटर भोवती ही रिंग फिरत आहे. तर अशा वेगवेगळ्या ॲक्सिस भोवती हा रिंग फिरू शकते आणि आपल्याला कायनेटिक एनर्जी जी काढायची आहे अबाउट अन ॲक्सिस टँजंट टू द रिंग परपेंडिक्युलर टू इट्स प्लेन. हा झाला एक भाग. आणि दुसरं कायनेटिक एनर्जी काढण्यासाठी एक फॉर्म्युला आहे. तर तो फॉर्म्युला कसा डिराईव्ह करायचा आहे तर माझ्याकडे एक सिस्टीम ऑफ पार्टिकल आहे ज्याच्यामध्ये 4 मासेस आहेत ज्याला आपण म्हणू M1, M2, M3, M4 आणि ही आहे ॲक्सिस ऑफ रोटेशन. आणि या ॲक्सिस होती आहे पूर्ण सिस्टीम फिरत आहे. ह्या प्रत्येकाचे डिस्टन्सेस आहेत R1, R2, R3 आणि R4 फ्रॉम द ॲक्सिस ऑफ रोटेशन. Due to rotation, what happens? Suppose that the angular velocity of the rotation is constant, then each particle possesses different linear velocities because their distances are different from the axis of rotation. आणि या प्रत्येक पार्टिकलमध्ये कायनेटिक एनर्जी असेल. M1 मध्ये असेल कायनेटिक एनर्जी हाफ M1 V1 स्क्वेअर. M2 मध्ये असेल कायनेटिक एनर्जी हाफ M2 V2 स्क्वेअर. M3 मध्ये कायनेटिक एनर्जी आहे हाफ M3 V3 स्क्वेअर आणि M4 मध्ये कायनेटिक एनर्जी हाफ M4 V4 स्क्वेअर. आणि या सर्व कायनेटिक एनर्जीची बेरीज म्हणजे कायनेटिक एनर्जी ऑफ रोटेशन. तर आपल्याला हे कायनेटिक एनर्जी ऑफ रोटेशन पण काढायचं आहे. त्याचबरोबर आपल्याला आणखी एक गोष्ट या ठिकाणी लागणार आहे की आपण जो कायनेटिक एनर्जी ऑफ रोटेशन काढणार आहे त्याचा फॉर्म्युला आहे हाफ I ओमेगा स्क्वेअर 1/2 I ओमेगा स्क्वेअर व्हेअर I इज द मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया. म्हणून आपल्याला या रिंगचा मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया माहिती पाहिजे. आपण पहिल्यांदा याचा मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया अबाउट द axis passing through the center of mass perpendicular to the plane of the ring काढणार आहोत. आणि त्यानंतर आपल्याला जर याला टँजंटला मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया काढायचं असेल तर आपल्याकडे एक प्रिन्सिपल आहे. त्या प्रिन्सिपलला आपण म्हणतो प्रिन्सिपल ऑफ पॅरलल ॲक्सिस. जसे ह्या दोन ॲक्सिस या ठिकाणी दिसत आहेत. एक ॲक्सिस आहे पासिंग थ्रू द सेंटर ऑफ मास आणि दुसरी ॲक्सिस जी आहे ती त्याला पॅरलल आहे. तर आपण या कुठल्याही ॲक्सिसभोवती मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया काढू शकतो. त्यासाठी आहे प्रिन्सिपल ऑफ पॅरलल ॲक्सिस. म्हणून आज आपल्याला 3 डेरिवेशन्स लागणार आहेत. त्यापैकी एक आहे मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया ऑफ द रिंग, दुसरं आपल्याला डेरिवेशन लागणार आहे प्रिन्सिपल ऑफ पॅरलल ॲक्सिस आणि तिसरं आहे कायनेटिक एनर्जी ऑफ रोटेशन किंवा रोटेशनल कायनेटिक एनर्जी. विद्यार्थी मित्रांनो, आज आपण ह्या प्रॉब्लेमच्या माध्यमातून 3 डेरिवेशन शिकणार आहोत. त्यापैकी पहिला आहे कायनेटिक एनर्जी ऑफ रोटेशन, दुसरा आहे प्रिन्सिपल ऑफ पॅरलल ॲक्सिस आणि तिसरं आहे मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया ऑफ रिंग. पहिल्यांदा आपण घेऊ कायनेटिक एनर्जी ऑफ रोटेशन. माझ्याकडे एक सिस्टीम ऑफ पार्टिकल आहे. ही आपण बोर्डवर डायग्राम काढून घेऊया. सपोज दॅट दिस वन इज मास m1, मास m2, मास m3 and mass m4. So these are the 4 masses and these masses are rotating about a fixed axis like this. Now we have to find the kinetic energy of rotation. Now suppose that the angular velocity of the rotation omega is constant, then each particle possesses kinetic energy. All of you know that kinetic energy is given by half mv square. Kinetic energy is given by half mv square. Now let us consider mass m1. Kinetic energy of mass m1 is ke1 is equal to half m1 v1 square. But we know that v1 is equal to r1 into omega. Therefore kinetic energy of the mass m1 is 1 by 2 m1 r1 square omega square. Now similarly we can find the kinetic energy of mass m2. It is equal to 1 by 2 m2 r2 square omega square. Similarly for third one, the kinetic energy of mass m3 is 1 by 2 m3 r3 square omega square. If there are n particles, then kinetic energy of nth particle is also in the same way calculated as 1 by 2 mn rn square omega square. And the total kinetic energy is the sum of all these kinetic energy ke1 plus ke2 plus ke3 up to nth particle ken. Now putting the value, we get kinetic energy of the first particle is ke1 is half m1 r1 square omega square. Kinetic energy of second one is 1 by 2 m2 r2 square omega square. Third one is 1 by 2 m3 r3 square omega square. And for nth particle it is 1 by 2 mn rn square omega square. Now taken 1 by 2 and omega square common, we get m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square up to mn rn square 1 by 2. This bracket can be written as summation I is equal to 1 to n mi ri square multiplied by omega square. Remember here, this summation mi ri square is nothing but moment of inertia I is equal to summation I is equal to 1 to n mi ri square. Now this formula also useful to define the moment of inertia. Moment of inertia is defined as the product of sum of product of mass and the square of distance from the axis of rotation. Therefore here we write kinetic energy of rotation is equal to 1 by 2 I into omega square. So we get the formula kinetic energy of rotation is half I omega square. Now we require this formula to solve our problem. So we will write this formula here. Ke of rotation is equal to 1 by 2 half I omega square. Now also remember here, this is the kinetic energy of rotation, and all of you know the kinetic energy of linear motion is half m v square. If we compare these two quantities, then we found that on the left side there is a kinetic energy, on the right side omega is angular velocity, v is the linear velocity. So remaining quantity I and m must have the same physical significance, where in linear motion m is mass and in rotational motion I means moment of inertia. Now what is meant by mass? Mass is nothing but the measure of inertia in the linear motion. Mass is nothing but inertia, and moment of inertia is also inertia. इनर्शियाला मराठीमध्ये जडत्व असं आपण म्हणतो, जे आपण न्यूटनच्या पहिल्या नियमामध्ये शिकलेलो आहोत. वी स्टडी इट इन द न्यूटन्स फर्स्ट लॉ ऑफ मोशन. त्यानंतर आपल्याला कळायचं आहे प्रिन्सिपल ऑफ पॅरलल ॲक्सिस. व्हॉट इज द प्रिन्सिपल ऑफ पॅरलल ॲक्सिस? समजा आपल्याला एक रिजिड बॉडी दिलेली आहे आणि त्या रिजिड बॉडीचा सेंटर ऑफ मास आहे सी, आणि या रिजिड बॉडीमध्ये कुठली पण एक ॲक्सिस आपण घेतली पासिंग थ्रू पॉइंट ओ, लाईक दिस. आणि जर सेंटर ऑफ मास मधून जाणारी ॲक्सिस ही दिलेल्या ॲक्सिसला पॅरलल असेल आणि त्या ॲक्सिसचा मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया आहे आय सी, त्या ठिकाणी आपण डिफाईन करूया. आय ओ इज द मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया अबाउट एनी ॲक्सिस. आय सी इज द मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया अबाउट parallel axis. Parallel axis means parallel to the given axis passing through center of mass. Suppose that the two axes are separated by distance h, then h is distance between two parallel axes. Then the mathematical statement of principle of parallel axis is that IO is equal to IC plus MH square. we can write the statement of principle of parallel axis like this statement. IO means moment of inertia about any axis is equal to sum of, या दोनची बेरीज आहे म्हणून सम ऑफ IC means moment of inertia about parallel axis passing through center of mass and this one is the product, m into h square is product of m means mass and square of distance from axis of rotation, square of distance between two parallel axes. So this is the principle of parallel axis. We can prove it like this. Let us consider a small mass element dm situated at point P. Then join OP, OC and join OP, CP and join OC and produce it like this. Draw a perpendicular from P on the AC. Suppose that it is PD. Then the triangle OPD is a right angle triangle. By using the Pythagoras theorem, we get OP square is equal to OD square plus PD square. Now OD is equal to OC plus CD. OD is equal to OC plus CD. Therefore we get OC plus CD whole square plus PD square. Now solving this we get OC square plus 2OC CD plus CD square plus PD square, or this can be written as OC square plus 2OC CD plus CD square plus PD square is, again here is a small right angle triangle. Using Pythagoras theorem we get CD square plus PD square is equal to CP square. Now multiplying by dm and taking integration of OP square dm is equal to integration of OC square dm plus integration of 2OC CD dm plus integration of CP square dm. Now by definition of moment of inertia, this OP square dm and integration of CP square dm, these are nothing but moment of inertia IO and IC. So right here IO is equal to integration OC square dm. OC is equal to, OC means distance between the two parallel axes, that is h square, and integration of dm. Integration of dm is nothing but the total mass of the body m plus, now this middle term is 0 because it is the integration of CD dm, and integration of CD dm means total moment of mass about the center of mass. It is always equal to 0. Therefore second term is 0 and last term is integration CP square dm is nothing but IC. So we get IO is equal to IC plus MH square. Hence we proved IO is equal to IC plus MH square. Now this formula is also useful to solve our problem. So we write this formula here. IO is equal to IC plus MH square. Now in the last part we have to obtain the formula for moment of inertia of a ring. Already we have found the formula for moment of inertia of a rod. In the same way, same technique is used to find the moment of inertia of a ring. Let us suppose we have a ring like this. Suppose that R is the radius of the ring, and let us consider there is a small element of mass of length dx. Then by the formula IC is equal to integration R square dm, where dm is the small mass element. Here we consider this is the small mass element dm. Now to find the mass of this element, that is to find the value of dm, suppose that m is the mass of ring, r is radius of ring, then the length of the ring is equal to 2 pi r, that is circumference of the ring. The length of the ring is equal to circumference of the ring, that is 2 pi r. Then if mass of 1 centimeter length is equal to mass of the ring divided by length of the ring, that is m divided by 2 pi r, then mass of dx centimeter length, mass of dx centimeter length is equal to m upon 2 pi r into dx. Now putting this value in the formula, we get IC is equal to integration of r square, as r is constant throughout the ring, r square multiplied by dm. dm is m upon 2 pi r into dx. 1 r cancelled, m r upon 2 pi taken outside the integration. Integration of dx. Integration of dx means total length of the ring. Integration of dx is equal to length of ring, and we know length of the ring is 2 pi r, so it is equal to 2 pi r. Therefore IC is equal to m r divided by 2 pi into 2 pi r. 2 pi cancels, and we get IC is equal to m r square. Now in our example, the ring rotates not through a axis passing through its center of mass, but it rotates through a point tangent to the ring and perpendicular to its plane, like this. Now by using the principle of parallel axis, we can find the moment of inertia about an axis tangent to the ring and perpendicular to its plane. Suppose that h is equal to r, m is the mass of the ring, IC is the moment of inertia about the center of mass, and we have to find I at the tangent of the ring, IT. So by using the principle of parallel axis, IO is equal to IC plus MH square. Putting the value of IC is equal to MR square plus MH square, H is equal to R. Therefore we get MR square, and the moment of inertia at tangent is equal to 2MR square. So this equation we require to solve our problem So we write here IC is equal to mr square and IT is equal to 2mr square. Now come to our solution of the problem. We have got all the formulas and already we have all the quantities given in the numerical. So substituting the quantities we will easily solve our problem. Now first of all, write down the formula for kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is equal to half I omega square. But omega is not given in this example. Instead of omega, T is given, and we know the relation between omega and T is omega is equal to 2 pi upon capital T. This we studied in the circular motion in 11th class. So putting this value we get kinetic energy is equal to 1 by 2 I into 4 pi square upon T square. Now putting the values 1 by 2, value of I is nothing but IT, that is 2m r square multiplied by 4 pi square upon T square. So here 2 gets cancelled. Value of m, mass of the ring, is 0.25. R square is again 0.25 because R is equal to 0.5 multiplied by 4 into 3.14 square divided by T square. Value of T is 0.314. 0.314 can be written as 3.14 into 10 raised to minus 1. Therefore, this can be written as 3.14 square into 10 raised to minus 2. 3.14 square gets cancelled and we get 0.25 into 0.25 is 0.0625 multiplied by 4, and 10 to the power minus 1 taken in the numerator becomes 10 to the power plus 2. So solving this we get 0.25 into 10 to the power 2, or it is equal to 25 joule. So we get the kinetic energy of the rotation of the ring about the given axis is 25 joule.